Hello there. This is Rom Wills and the lovely Miss Mocha Angel.
Hello.
Our review of the season finale of Insecure, Lowkey Lost. Oh man, that might be the most enthusiastic y'all hear me. This was the episode. I was sitting there like, they come back next year. Don't you put comedy on the title? Just call it a regular show. They could go an hour, do an hour show or something. Man, that was intense. What were your thoughts?
Wow. is
Mhm.
is the only thing I can say. It's like I was telling you, I only had 2 pages of notes this time. First page was all covered. By the time like something major happened right in the middle, I was just like, what? I was just captivated by this episode.
Ooh,
It was a lot.
seriously. Seriously, they should just, seriously, in all honesty, they should just, yeah, they had their comedic moments, but even the comedic moments in this show, that was intense.
That was intense too.
Yeah, that was intense. So why don't we just get started from the beginning?
Okay.
All right. What you have?
Lawrence got the job.
All right.
Hey.
All right. He got the job. And you know what? One thing, really great acting because he was given a thing. And I was like, wait a minute, there's something else. But I think he was nervous what Issa wanted to do. And Issa was like, do long, just only 45 minutes away, or I could even come up there with you. I was like, oh, okay.
I got something to say about Lawrence.
Oh, okay.
I do, even before like the big stuff at the end. No, I wrote down, he is a little too wishy-washy for me. I still like the brother. I said that last week. I'm Team Lawrence, okay? I am part of the Lawrence Hive, for sure. However, he's just a little too wishy-washy. I wish he would have just said the episodes before and tonight, like, listen, I just want to be with you. I want you to be my girlfriend. I want to make this work. Let's be together. Instead, it was like, well, what do you think? I'm like, dude, just say it. Okay, that's how you feel. Just say it. So anyway, that was my thing.
Oh no, that's a realistic thing. The thing is, he is still growing. He is still growing, and I understand that, and that's a legitimate concern. And I'm quite sure the Lawrence haters are going to light him up anyway, especially for what happens later. Yeah, but we will get to that point, though, because then the thing was Andrew and Molly were at that Black attorney event, and they were checking out all those people. And, BJ comes up. Now, for those who follow this, who are familiar with Cousin T-Tar, they say he was the office meat. He said he was the office meat because the women were talking about him in that episode.
Okay.
And that was a big thing too, with that. But that was something you could still see. There was there's still tension between Andrew and Molly, and that's going to come up later on. But we're going to take these things one at a time. We'll get to that. Issa went to Nathan's barbershop. He shows a space for the event in the back. I guess it'll be a small event. That's cool. And one thing about Nathan, because you said the wishy-washiness of Lawrence, Nathan, I give it to him. He told her just straight up.
Thank you.
Like, look, he was like, I felt some type of way. I apologize for what he said. But, he was always, for all the issues he was dealing with, that's one thing you got to give to him. He went straight up with it. But she told him, what the deal was. But he was still cool about it. Right. At least on the surface. But he was still cool. It's like, okay, it is what it is. So, what were your thoughts on that?
I appreciated his candor. That's what I'm talking about. Just say it, dude. Okay. Women appreciate that. Just be direct. She might shoot you down. She might respond, but just say it. And, she shot him down, of course. And who knows what's going to happen, but that's going to be, I think, now there's a big question mark. But prior to the end of the show, I was just thinking the two of them being friends might not be a good idea for him. That's too much pressure on him, knowing that he can't be with her, that she's with somebody else. So that's my take on it.
Yeah, but with the end of the show,
Yeah.
yeah, that might come up.
Well, things are different now, but that's okay.
Yeah, but then the next thing came up, Molly and Andrew at the place, and Andrew was just like, you know what, this shit ain't gonna
Here
work.
we go. This ain't gonna work, though.
Because it's always about her.
Right.
He's always doing what she didn't want to do any of that. He's letting her know. He's letting her know and stuff. But then, some comes up. And that's the major thing, Tiffany.
Tiffany, but wait a minute. Wait, before we get to Tiffany though. So you called it a lot of things I called, you called, and then some of your commenters called. So you had said, I think he's gonna try to break up with Molly. Because you saw it coming. And because he noticed her behavior, she wouldn't hang out with his brother. And every time she wants to do something, he does it. But when he wants to do something, she's like, maybe later. In other words, he told her, like, we always do stuff on your schedule, which is true. I mean, it's very true. And I was glad he called her on it, but he was done. He was like, yeah, we're over this. And then they talk later. But like you said, let's talk about what happened with Tiffany.
Oh, man. Yeah, because, when they were trying to talk, she was getting that call from Kelly. Kelly just stayed on it. This is the most serious we ever seen Kelly in a series. She was like, Tiffany had disappeared on everybody. And, so they at Tiffany's house. Tiffany and Derek's house. And there was one thing because, before the show, they always showed something, kind of what led up to the story. And I missed out on when, Derek and Lawrence were talking over the baby a few episodes ago, and Derek said, we didn't want to have a baby this soon.
I remember that,
yeah. So that probably lends itself to some stuff. And, they looking around for her. They, her family was there. I guess that was Tiffany's mom and
I guess so. And her sister, I guess. Yeah.
Yeah. So, and they were trying to find her. She had just disappeared. Now, I ain't gonna lie. I was thinking, I wonder is there another dude? And when it was, all the stuff, how they were tracking her down and everything, going to all these places, like almost like a detective type of thing, and they were at that place, they were looking at the camera and then all of this stuff. Well, they went to a hotel first, and then Derek had something on his phone about a Lyft ride, and Issa was like, "Oh, well, she probably went to this place."
Yeah.
Went there, looked at the camera. Then they took a bus to where she likely was.
Right. They found her.
And it was a little bit of drama on the bus. The bus driver didn't want to stop. Oh, that white guy was next to Kelly, trying to get his rap on to do something. And then the bus stops in the middle of, they get off the bus because Derek just pushed that button. That was Derek that pushed that button, right?
I think it was Kelly.
Kelly, yeah, that sounded like her. She pushed the button, they got off, and the bus driver getting the cops, and he had that white guy, and the white girl, I don't even know what she was there for.
I don't know who she was, but
yeah, and then Molly had to be attorney and stuff, and point out how the situation was looking, and that was cool. But then they found, of course, Tiffany was at the hotel. They went to the room. Right. Derek, and she's come in, got the shot, and I was like, I ain't gonna lie. Tyler Perry flashed through my mind. I said, there ain't gonna be some like big old hominy gritty dude like, hey, who's that at the door? I was like, they ain't gonna do that. I'm serious. I'm sitting there like, oh, no, don't do that. Don't do that. Don't. I was like, oh, good, they didn't do that, but they didn't really explain, why. It was just, she just had to get away. It was probably the baby was too soon, or she's having trouble there. And then apparently her and Derek weren't, the relationship wasn't as perfect as they probably gave the impression of.
No.
Which I always kind of peeped anyway.
No. I called it, 2 episodes ago? She has postpartum depression. That's what it is. And once again, it's the mental health piece in the show. And which I appreciate. So, everybody's going through something and they need help. And this was her cry for help. She just, like she said, because I didn't know what else to do. She just had to get away. She needs help. She needs treatment, and so she can bond with her child. And heal her marriage too.
Yeah, because there was obviously some stuff that we didn't see, because they were never like, they were part of the show, but we didn't get to see the deep stuff. And that's one thing the vibe always got through all the seasons. So it's like, okay, something's up with this. Yeah. They're not really showing it. It's like, and you'll get that with some couples, especially on the upper class. You know, especially on the upper class, you'll have a lot of stuff that's looks good on the surface, but not dealt with. Like, it's like, oh, we're going to just skirt all over all of this, but not deal with the stuff we really need to deal with. Right. You know, and that showed it. And I mean, it still left it, but it's almost like, okay, we're going to leave that for next season.
I hope so.
Because that's going to be a story question. It's like, okay, what's happened? People going to want to know.
Absolutely.
Right? People want to know. But then that was one thing. And then the next day, Andrew and Molly talk. And that's when he lets her know. Yeah, what were your thoughts on that?
It was coming. And, you know, basically he wanted to break up with her. He said, maybe we're not compatible. I don't think this is working. And she didn't want to break up with him. She wanted to make it work. She was willing to go to counseling. She was willing to do whatever. And I didn't write down the exact quote because, again, I literally wrote, wow. I wrote M+A, wow. Because I was just like, whoa. I mean, my man is just landing on the line. And he said something to her like, what is it that you're really fighting for? Which I thought was like one of the biggest questions of the night, because I was thinking the same thing. It was more like, this is the longest relationship either one of us have ever had. And I thought to myself, are you just trying to hang on to this so you won't fail? See, that's what he was saying. Or do you really want to be with this man? Those are two different things.
Oh, yes.
Okay. So that was a question that Andrew posed to her. She had to really think about that. Like, well, I don't know. So that kind of hung in the air as well. So.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. So, shoot, that's another story question for next year.
And then.
Yeah.
So let me say this. One of your commenters called this last week. I don't know who it was, but I saw that. And that was like way in the back of my mind when she said we need to talk. And somebody was like, hey, what about? And somebody was like, no, she's too classy for that. Well, as we see, class, money has nothing to do with it.
Oh no, you know, the human function is there regardless. Only thing class had to do with it is he wasn't going crazy like, you know, like, yeah, you gotta deal with this, but you know, set it up. Lawrence comes in, he goes over to Issa's place, and you know, he's looking real nervous and stuff. He said Condola came over last night. And so, you know, at that point, you're thinking, hey, did they hook up? He decided to be with her.
Did they hook up?
And that was actually kind of good how they filmed it, because they showed the conversation with him and Issa. And I was like, oh, man, that's technical point of view. That was great.
It was great.
Hey, shoot, anybody who ain't seen it, well, we're giving spoilers, so y'all know it.
Spoiler alert.
She's pregnant. Condola is pregnant. I was like... And Lawrence wasn't handling it well, because I mean, he told Issa straight up, hey, you know, this happened before they got back together. And we know that, we saw that, you know, they had broken up. And you know, it would take a few weeks, maybe how long would it be before a woman knows she's pregnant?
A couple weeks. It only takes a few weeks.
Oh, okay. Whatever the case, I don't know how long. Well, yeah, we don't got a good sense of the timeline after that, you know, after the events, you know, at the beginning of the season, where they say 1 month before the event, 2 months, you know, all of that stuff.
Right.
So I don't know how long it was, but whatever the case, she was real calm, and she was just like, she gonna have this baby. Because Lawrence was just like, you know, kind of saying, hey, he didn't say the word abortion, but like, you know.
No, he didn't say it, but he just asked, are you gonna keep the baby?
Yeah.
That's how he
Yeah,
said it.
so she's like, yeah, she just let him know, you can be as involved as you
Mm-hmm.
want to be. And she's like intense, and that, on another note, a little bit of deeper issue, you get a lot of professional women
Mm-hmm.
who, at that level, who will want the child to the point
Absolutely.
they'll keep the child. And the father just was, some cases might be involved, a lot of cases a de facto sperm donor.
Mm-hmm.
So, but she's pretty much let him know.
Yeah.
And say, I have a feeling from Lawrence, just from the family he came from and everything, if the baby's there, he can't probably just say, oh, I'm gonna roll out. Now, this is interesting because, he just got a job in San Francisco. He got a
Right.
corner office. He got a team. This is
Mm-hmm.
serious.
Yep.
So it's like now a woman that he's not in a relationship with has a baby in another city. So I'm like, oh man. But then how Issa that hit Issa because now she's like, wow. So what are your thoughts on all of that?
Man, there was a lot to unpack in those few minutes.
Mm-hmm.
Like you said, I love the way they told it because you saw like all three of their reactions kind of like at the same time.
Mm-hmm.
Even though it was told, it was like the story was told like they like interspersed the conversations. Gonna saw all
Mm-hmm.
three of them. Okay, let me start with Issa. I just felt for her. I was like,
Mm-hmm.
Lord. But I was glad she wasn't the one who messed up. I hate to
Okay.
say that.
Okay.
Everybody was waiting for her to do something crazy. No, it was Lawrence this time.
Mm-hmm.
So I felt for her. I felt for Lawrence because remember he said early in the season to one of his friends, he said it's always something. He's like, either like the relationship is right, but the job and the money is wrong, or either the job and the money is right, but I don't have a relationship.
Mm-hmm.
He's like, why can't I have it all at the same time? And I know
Mm.
that's what he was feeling like. Damn, I got the job and I got Issa, and okay, we're about to be there, and then boom,
Mm-hmm.
somebody else is pregnant that I'm not with anymore. And
Mm-hmm.
then for Condola, she's like, okay, me and this dude broke up. I'm pregnant. She's probably, in her 30s. She's a professional woman. She's got the money. And she might be like, this might be my only chance to have a kid. She's
Yeah.
going to have this child.
Yes.
Okay. And, again, I know plenty of women like that. They like, damn the father. I got the money. I'm going to do this myself because I might not get another chance.
Mm-hmm.
So I felt for all three of them. I
Mm-hmm.
really did. And I thought it was the twist that just came out of nowhere,
Yeah.
So wow, again, just wow.
Yeah. Yeah, and it's like, yeah, everything's working. Yeah, you're right for Lawrence. I mean, okay, he got the job, he got the money, he got the woman he really wanted to be with.
Yes.
And she was ready. She was like, hey, I'll go to San Francisco,
Mm-hmm.
because
Yep.
at that point, I mean, her and Molly were still feuding,
Right.
and she could probably, just Skyped or whatever with Kelly and Tiffany, so she had much had holding it there. And she probably could have got,
Mm-hmm.
her and Lawrence up there together. She could have got her business going up there, more money flowing up there. So it was like,
Right.
yeah, she could still do her thing.
Mm-hmm.
But who she got hit. She got hit.
Yeah.
Right. So that was powerful. It was almost like it was almost like how you had some of those movies. I can't think of it was a movie like that, like everything was perfect till you get to the end, and it was
Mm-hmm.
like, oh wow, I can't have this
Mm-hmm.
happiness. That's a tragedy and stuff, you know.
Mm-hmm.
And we don't know what's going to happen. Is she going to still stay with Lawrence? If all of a sudden it's like, hey, Nathan ain't that bad, but then, that's going back and forth. And then we still don't know what happened with Molly and Andrew. I mean, they got these story
Mm-hmm.
questions. Tiffany and Derek,
Mm-hmm.
okay, what was up with them? Because she still didn't say. You saw her there. And like I said, I ain't gonna lie, she answered the door with the towel on.
You like, is there a dude there? If
Yeah,
somebody's with you, I don't think so.
Big Elmo or something, coming through, or Delray or something.
No, not in this case. I don't think
Yeah,
so.
yeah, I know, it's not the Tyler Perry, like, not a Tyler Perry show, you know. Yeah, yeah. So, but yeah. That was crazy. But how they ended it was interesting because the Ethiopian restaurant was there at the beginning, and you know when they showed the preview of it, people were trying to figure out who she was going in there to talk to.
Right.
You know, so she going in there is Molly.
Yes.
And it was like, you know, because they didn't really get to talk during that thing with Tiffany. They had to focus on her. You know, but they, you know, they finally got to meet again. And they didn't say what they were saying, but you could tell they were talking, and that's how it ended. And you're just like, okay, so I guess they probably like, you know what, we both got these jacked up situations.
Right.
We gotta talk it out because Andrew's pretty much gone.
No, not necessarily.
I don't know. Okay, tell me why you think.
Because remember what I said last week. So Molly, this next season, needs to have her dark night of the soul. She needs to have her come to Jesus moment. And so because she is in therapy, because Andrew told it like it was, because she saw what happened with Tiffany, and, you know, again, the lack of communication between her and Derek, that's what happened with her and Issa, that's what happened with her and Andrew. She's starting to see the light just a little bit. Like you can see the door starting to crack, you know. But she's like, okay, maybe it is me. So that's why there's possible hope. And she's with a dude who's actually willing to tell her the truth. Okay. And that's the kind of man, well, everybody needs that. I'm just saying she finally has a man like that. So no, don't count them out just yet.
Oh, okay, that's fair. That's fair. But yeah, you know, not Tiffany. Issa's whole thing. I mean, Issa. I mean, everything was moving up, and then you know, got with the guy she really wanted, and now all of a sudden this baby's there. You know, and I have a feeling with Lawrence, despite what he's saying there, you know, he kind of wanted a baby.
Yeah, he does. He wants a family.
Yeah,
right.
Not
just
at
not
that
now.
Yeah, not at that moment. But I'm just like, wow. So this is wow. So overall, I mean, what's your overall impressions? I mean, what would you give that episode?
Okay. First of all, that episode was really, really good. I mean, it kind of took my breath away. It really did. It was like, man, this is a trip. So as far as the episode itself, I give it a 9.25. Okay. That's my highest of the season. And
9.5 last week.
8. Oh, crap. Was it 8.5? Again, roll tape back.
Hey, look, it was up there. Okay, let's just leave it at that. It was up there because, you know, like I said earlier, the intensity, you know, they should just drop the comedy thing off of there. It was like, you know, you didn't laugh a lot during the season. You really did.
No, I really didn't laugh a lot this season. And when I laughed, it was usually Kelly saying something crazy, like tonight. And even in that situation, like you said, the context of the situation, she was trying to diffuse tension constantly, you know. So it was very intense. Okay, so I give it somewhere between a 9 and 10 for this episode, which pulled up the whole season for me somewhere between like 8.5 and a 9. I mean, it pulled up the rest of the season. And I still say the Thanksgiving episode was one of the best too.
Yeah, it was. It was.
But the writing, the story, the directing, the everything just got better this season for sure. And it ended in a way where I was like, I have got to see this next year. I mean, and see, I never said that before. So it was really interesting. It's really interesting. It's compelling. It got compelling.
Yeah. And you know, there'll probably be some people clamoring and say, you know what, I gotta get this to an hour. Because it was just so much. Yeah, just let's stop faking like it's a comedy. It's not very funny. This is some real stuff people going through. You know, because even you know, when they do say stuff funny, it's still in the context of every day. People say funny stuff every day. You know, people do laugh. So I mean, it's just like wow. And so I mean, everything in there, you know, the issues with Derek and Tiffany, Molly and Andrew, and especially this thing with Issa and Lawrence. It's almost like you were almost there. It's like, almost there. It's always some little thing to get over.
Yeah.
You know, and it's not going to be easily solved. Like the easy solve thing is like, oh, Issa, be happy, you know, Lawrence got this baby, you got to get together, you can be like a stepmom. It's like, no,
Right.
real life stuff don't work that way. Because, you know, you still got Nathan in the picture.
Right.
And Nathan don't look like the type who would necessarily give up on stuff. Like you said, he's direct, and he might be just sitting back waiting. As soon as he hear it, he might not say anything. He'll be like,
yeah,
and then just chill. Go ahead.
And he'll just wait. He'll lay low because he called not Andrew. He called Lawrence sometimey last episode. So he's thinking this brother gonna mess up and do something stupid at some point. So, you know, me and he's not done yet. So I agree. He's just going to lay in the grass for a little while. Okay, he'll pounce when the time is right.
Yeah, you know, Issa come out, you know, she's like, well, I'm not talking with Lawrence anymore. And then Nathan be like, oh, baby, I'm sorry. Hey, you want to get something to eat?
Right. There you go. Exactly.
Oh, we could just be cool, you know, nothing. Yeah, sure. Come on.
Right. Exactly. Yeah. So,
you know,
I just want to mention, because I did write this down, was just again the love letter to LA and to Kobe and to Gianna and to Nipsey Hussle. You know, and I know in real life that Issa was friends with Nipsey Hussle. So, you know, she gave him a shout out in the show. And I saw that too.
Yeah, and that's one thing. And, you know, just beyond the storyline, that's one thing with what Issa Rae does. She makes sure stuff is she throw her stuff in. That's why we say for next season, this whole COVID thing will be thrown in.
Absolutely.
One way or the other. It'll be thrown in, or one way or the other. I mean, because they got to pick up the storyline exactly where they left off. But, you know, she might try to say, okay, well, I don't know. It depends on the timing and everything. But even if it's later on in the season, she'll find a way.
Yeah.
She'll find a way, even if they just mention it's like, oh, yeah, this COVID thing's going around, something. But
something will happen, yes.
Yeah. So, anyway, the whole season, it was pretty good. It was the best season ever. And it was definitely, the stories were intense. It drew you in more. Like the first season, it was just kind of like, oh, this is a cute thing and everything. And, you know, at the first 3 seasons, but this season, it took it up a notch. And that's what happens really with a lot of good shows. They don't necessarily they'll start off decent, but there's always a season, episode, something that takes it to a new level. So, I mean, it's all we can do is just sit back and wait for next year, you know?
Yes, absolutely. This is a show that's gotten better. It is seasoned very well. And, you know, all I'm thinking is compelling. Like I said earlier, it's like, I want to see what happens. And that's all you can really ask for in a good story. That's what you want. If you're reading a novel, you want to turn the page. You want to be like, what happens next? You're watching a TV show. I mean, it's more like a drama, not necessarily comedy, but in a drama, you like, I want to know what happens next. So I'm there. I am there for season 5.
I'm there too. So, well, with all that being said, Miss Smoke Angel, I want to thank you for doing these reviews with me. And, you know, some people said they want us to do some other stuff. If something's good and compelling, maybe I'll give them that. If it's good and compelling, it can't be something stupid. Like, hey, check out this show. Yeah, why don't you do this? I'm like, show dumb and say, oh, I ain't doing that.
So I know somebody said Atlanta, and I agree. And I have seen all seasons of Atlanta in the past, and it is a very good show.
Atlanta.
It is.
It is. You hit me to Atlanta. Yeah. That's yeah, okay. Yeah,
that's
we'll see
a
about that
if it comes back.
Yeah, we'll see about that one.
Okay.
You know. But anyway, want to thank you again, and want to thank everybody for sitting down, tuning in, and let us know your thoughts in the comments, and especially to the gentleman who said Condola is pregnant. Shout yourself out in the comments.
Yeah, yes, please, brother, you said it.
Yeah, you called it, you spotted, you like, she pregnant. So, yeah, so yeah, this should be interesting. So anyway, that'll be it for y'all. Want to thank y'all for listening. Peace and blessings, everyone. And like I said, just hit us in the comments. So peace, y'all.
Bye, y'all.